welcome back to The Watch, and today we got some good, interesting news. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's good. It's good if you want Disney to collapse, we'll say that much. Because Bob Iger's back.
He's back!
Yep.
Yes.
Good old Chapek is bye-bye.
Yep.
He's gone, which is... a lot of people are trying to spin this as, oh yeah, it's a good thing Chapek's gone. He was the reason Disney's going to hell.
Yeah, he's been in power ever since everything went crap.
Well, actually, the funny thing is, because I'm pretty sure I watched a documentary on this once.
Oh, really?
That when stuff started going crazy back in, like, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 80s, whenever, like, Bob Iger first got in, he came in because someone else was ruining Disney.
Yeah. Huh.
And he, relatively speaking, did turn things around. But then, obviously, in, like, the last couple of years, with... like Star Wars, Kathleen Kennedy, that all falls directly on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And then he leaves during the pandemic, and all the things that he set into motion, they would have been set into motion years ago.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is also the man who manipulated George Lucas into selling Star Wars, which is even more sinister.
I mean, would you put that on him or on Kathleen Kennedy? I mean, personally,
no, it was Iger. Iger even says it in his book that he wrote. He was like, "Oh yeah, I said certain things."
You know what? Let's just put the blame on both of them. I'm cool with that.
Hey, I'm not excusing crazy Kathleen. All right, that horse is a nightmare. All right.
So anyway, we've got some quotes here from an article about the whole situation.
Just to give us a bit of information, okay? Because there's interesting that stuff goes on here. Because I love corpo speak.
Do you?
Okay, not necessarily. I don't actually like it, but I love breaking it down because they do it in such a way that you
want to find the nuggets of truth.
They reveal things when they think that they're being secret.
All right.
And so someone want to read.
Because let's be clear, this is a crazy situation. This was out of the blue, and Bob Iger was responsible for Chapek like becoming the CEO. I'm sure
Marvel started going bad under Iger.
Yep.
He's
and
the one
Star
that instituted.
Wars definitely.
Oh yeah, well, Star Wars never had its great moment, did it?
No, it didn't.
The sequels, the buck stops at him.
Oh yeah.
So
because he was in power when like Solo and stuff came out.
Yes.
Who, Iger?
Yeah.
He's been in power for like 20 years.
Well, I was trying to figure out like when his
crazy
cutoff point was. So if he was still in power during Solo...
I'll just say this. It's very interesting that Iger left just before certain events happened.
Okay, look. Let's get a bit spicy here. Not too spicy, but just a bit. For a man that is as powerful... Okay, let's all admit, the CEO of Disney is quite a powerful person who would be able to people's pockets, okay? Yep. He would know what's going down in the world.
Yeah.
I think it's very...
Especially the way it's set up in like the US.
Yeah, coincidental that he leaves just before a big worldwide phenomenon and things obviously hit the fan for a company like that, and then comes back when things are at their lowest, being like, oh, I'm going to save you all from yourselves.
Oh,
so, because there's a comment here where he says that with an incredible sense of gratitude and humility, and I must admit, a bit of amazement.
Oh, okay, sure. As if you wouldn't know.
I can't... No, that doesn't flow with me.
I don't know.
Why do these people always sound insincere in everything they say?
Especially in quotes.
Yeah. And I could just imagine that smug look on that. I won't say that.
Well, the thing is, all right, let's jump around a little bit here. Okay, so now that Iger is back, I'm very interested to see if Disney thinks that things are going to be like get better, because like all the stuff that's happened was all with him anyway.
Yeah,
like,
it was.
Okay, no, because here's the thing I also want to talk about. I don't know if I have the quote here. Basically, what happened was okay, I've got to make sure I don't get mixed up. So Bob Iger's the new one.
Yeah. Just call him Paycheck.
Paycheck. Okay, I'm going to call him Paycheck for this video. Okay.
I thought it was Chapek.
It's Bob Chapek. But he was supposed to be the money guy and get Disney back up with regarding money and cut certain things.
But why?
That was why he was hired.
Hold on, that's an interesting thing to say, because why do you need to get things back up with money if things weren't going?
Exactly. So everyone's celebrating that Bob Iger's back is confusing. But here's what I think is going to happen, because they say that Chapek, he has a big giant meeting. They stopped all big spending, travel costs. They're going to fire a bunch of people. I reckon all this stuff's going to happen from his actions. Bob Iger comes in, profit goes back up, and then they go, Bob Iger fixed it! When it was Chapek who actually did it!
That is a very astute observation, and that is very funny. And I want to see if that happens now.
If people say, yeah, Iger's returned us back to the clock. No, the last guy did it.
Yeah.
Iger's just taking the Okay, and so this is the commitment, right, that Bob Iger has put in place for him now being in power.
Yeah.
Marcus, if you want to read that quote.
All right, so Iger has agreed to serve as Disney CEO for 2 years, with a mandate from the board to set the strategic direction for renewed growth and to work closely with the board in developing a successor to lead the company at the completion of his term.
Wasn't he supposed to do that this time?
Yeah, wasn't that the point of Chapek in the first place?
Was his successor.
Yeah, you set him... Here's the thing. You set him up to take over, but you also set him up for failure, and now... Disney's going,
allegedly set him up for failure.
No, not allegedly. Screw that. The sequels, all of that. The beginning of the MCU. All of it was Iger. So, the revival of the who will be Iger's successor question is one that's surely to be hotly debated. Again, with deja vu with this company.
Yeah, yes.
They keep on... It's like they're at a game and they just keep on rolling the same dice.
They're like goldfish.
Yeah.
They're like...
They don't remember. They don't remember anything.
The movies make sense now.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
if even the leadership and the higher ups can't get anything right and can't keep track of certain things, then yeah, how are the directors?
You know, because it's funny, right? They say this in the sense that Bob Iger is going to be their savior, but if anything, it just proves the fact that he failed the first time.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, like I said, I watched a documentary, and apparently he did actually save Disney when he first got
probably.
But his role...
So I can understand why...
Well, he's probably let success get to his head now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not defending either of these two chumps. I don't care. I'm just saying, it seems like the Disney board or whoever is going, well, he saved us back then. Maybe he'll save us now from his own terrible decisions.
Well, the thing is that I'm wondering is, because Disney has spent a lot of money in recent years just being... What is it? Just swallowing up every franchise they can get their hands on. I'm wondering if that's also contributing as well as to why they need their movies to make absurd amount of money.
For sure.
I don't think they're betting on their movies that much anymore. It's more on their streaming, the Disney Plus stuff.
Well, that's not going so well, is it?
No, it's not. And so, I find it really ironic that everyone's going to... Because when you think about it, okay, what controversies or hard things did Bob Iger have to go through? If anything, he just...
Well, he did have the big spat with Ron DeSantis in Florida, because I'm pretty sure they're Florida-based.
No, that was Chapek.
Yeah, Chapek. That's what I'm talking about.
No, Iger,
we're talking about Iger.
Oh, Iger.
What did Iger do? That was...
Well, I mean, he was at fault for Star Wars.
Oh, yes. Okay, fair enough.
He did have all of that fandom to deal with.
You can blame Kathleen Kennedy, and I do, but... he's the CEO of it all.
He could have done something. Apparently, I don't know if this is true, but I remember when Rise of Skywalker was about to come out, people were saying that the one we got was Bob Iger's version of Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, that's even worse,
so
man.
It's possible that he's even responsible for the actual product that's coming out.
Okay.
And that's what these are. They're products, because that's all this is to someone like Iger.
Yeah.
And in addition to this sort of stuff, I'm pretty sure under Chapek there is some stuff there's a lot of this sort of stuff that he's done with controversies, but from what I've heard, he's also been raising the prices crazily at the Disney parks.
Disneyland, I know. I have had parking used to be free in certain areas, and you got to pay for it. Resort stuff has gone up, Fast Pass, I think.
But then again, is that inflation, or are we allowed to say that word?
Inflation's bullcrap. I will get spicy with inflation, because all it does is go to the rich, expensive, higher-ups that just spend it on their boats.
Okay.
All right, then.
Inflation, gets me mad. I'm sorry. You just hit my
it gets me mad, too. I hate paying for that much petrol.
Bull crap that inflation is making an effect on all these things.
Okay.
Because guess what? At the end of the day, all that money doesn't end up with the people who are having to deal with the inflation. It goes to all the people who are too rich.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right.
Whenever a company says inflation, it's bullcrap.
There was also the Bob Chapek for the Florida stuff, where he was getting in spats with politicians, and I believe
he flip-flops so hard on that one.
I can't remember if it happened or not, but did Florida remove their Disney special special
privileges, which they shouldn't have been there anyway.
That would have been a huge blow to the board and stuff, and especially being CEO, and that happens under your tenure. And Disneyland was founded in the 50s or something.
Yeah.
My dates may be completely wrong. I have no idea the exact dates.
Right.
Well, it's whatever.
It's, being nearly close to 100 years of Disneyland and World and all that sort of stuff.
And there used to be a time when they were actually all right.
But like, part of me is like, okay, if all these things happened under Iger's watch, would he have done much different?
No, that's the thing. I think he would have done like literally the same thing.
He ignored everything, all the criticism that came from the Star Wars sequels. That's all he does.
And like, he would have done. And I reckon all of these deals and stuff.
All he does is buy stuff. That's Iger.
Yeah, and these business deals, I reckon, look, some of them probably very in and out quite quickly.
Yeah.
But other ones, like I think 20th Century Fox, was a much longer deal and agreement and discussion.
Yeah.
And probably Iger had big involvement in, and it wasn't until, all that stuff, legal stuff was sorted, actually things went down. Like, everyone's being like, yeah, he's going to come back because he bought Marvel, but like...
There was also the controversy with Scarlett Johansson. Now, I actually don't know much about this particular situation, but like the pay dispute or something.
As I understand it, essentially she wasn't going to get paid for the streaming.
Yeah, she wasn't getting any royalties.
Black Widow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Didn't it like release straight?
Yes, exactly. That's why it released straight in.
That's
really angry.
Spicy. Okay.
And so she sued them and she won.
Yeah, well, I would expect
Rightly
that.
so.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. Like,
oh right, I'm a sexist. I shouldn't be happy for it. I mean, how dare her?
He's not actually sexist.
No, I'm actually glad that she won against Disney. Disney's
Yeah.
a horrible company, and I'm glad Scarlett Johansson just took them the task.
Okay.
More people should.
I'm also keen to see. I'm not that keen. That's why you're here. I'm not actually that excited.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see if Iger does actually change anything much now that he's going to be in power.
What's he going to be changing?
Yeah.
His own plans that he set in motion before he left.
Well, that's the thing. Is he going to like maybe do some sprinkles to make it look like, oh, this is when Iger was in power? Do like small power move type things to make it, because again, these are all smoke and mirrors to make it look like that he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe he's going. What is he going to? Because I think the biggest issue here, right, is Disney Plus. I think.
What do you mean by like issue?
Well, it's not going exactly as they wanted it to. They
are this big conglomerate media company.
Yeah.
Everyone has changed how they consume media.
That's true.
And they're trying, like Disney Plus TV shows, I think are absolute trash.
I would agree with that. I
would 100% agree
that like there's not as much variety. No, that's relative, but like if you watch Netflix, it's huge variety. Whether you think it's trash or not is a different story.
Yeah.
But with Disney, you're getting Disney stuff.
They have Star now, so you got a lot of like the library's grown. But I'm talking in terms of like the way that you get these subscription services is kind of like how the console wars were back in the day.
Yeah.
You need your exclusives.
It's crazy that there's so many streaming services that people have to pay for now.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand why people pirate, but like, you know what I mean? Like, there's just so much. People got away from like cable television and stuff.
And it's turned again into cable television.
And Disney, oh my God, especially Disney's like releasing of like shows and stuff. How they release it like TV weekly. What is this? We pay for streaming to get away from this.
Again, that is their traditional sense of how they do media, and so I'm keen to see whether or not they will actually change and grow.
That's going into another debate we shouldn't get into regarding weekly model. Because the weekly model can work.
Yeah,
it works very well for House of the Dragon.
It does not work. It does not work.
Yes, it does.
Do not give me that bullshit. It doesn't work.
Disagree on this one, okay?
No. There is a right and there is a wrong here.
And you're wrong.
New video coming out, everyone.
People got away from TV for the specific person because you couldn't watch it when you wanted.
Yeah, but the thing is that with weekly stuff,
the only reason why they release it weekly is to milk it dry, not to give you the best viewing experience. Because if you like watching stuff weekly, then you can watch it weekly. You can choose to do that. But if I want to binge it, I cannot choose to do that. I have to watch it weekly. You get the choice. I don't. I do not pay for that. I want it all at once. Period.
From a business standpoint, it makes sense to build up the excitement for your show.
They're businessman. I don't care. I want to watch it all at once. I want to binge it.
Yeah, but if you watch it all at once, guess what? There's less to talk about. Because all you're talking about is the big part.
We are still talking about Kenobi and how shit was. We are still talking about these shows.
Yeah, but when something's good, it can take time.
But Gary don't want to ask questions on that because it fits his argument.
What argument are we having?
We need the empirical data. We need the numbers.
It'd be shit that I like. Odin, you dumb shit.
Let us get back to the main topic, and not how Marcus is incorrect.
No, not how Tyrant is incorrect.
Let's just get back to the main story.
And so, I mean, again, they're trying to hype up someone else to replace him already. Well, also,
the media is the hype man.
Yeah. Well,
obviously.
My other thing too, right? It has to be planned, because how would he? You leave Disney, which would be honestly, okay, it would be a hard job being a CEO. Being a CEO, the reason why you get paid so much is because you are running a business.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Let's like, they're getting paid millions.
Yeah.
Is it worth millions?
It depends on what you're producing, I think, and what you're worth to the company.
Like, I don't disagree. It's just like the way you worded that. Like, CEOs should be paid so much money. Like, okay, chill a bit.
I think CEOs that work hard and do well for their business deserve to be paid their worth.
Do you think Bob Iger should be paid for his worth? I think Star Wars is an indication that he should not.
I think that's a separate video topic there. Like that is we could unload on that one.
Did you have to say it like that?
Yes. Where was I going? Now I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, stop getting us off topic.
I'm not getting you off topic. No, it's you're saying dumb shit. So
you're saying dumb.
And so what I'm trying to say, right, is this quote sums up pretty well. While Iger will be returning to his old role, the board also made it clear that his new term will be a temporary one.
I don't think it will be.
You don't think so?
No.
I'm not sure. I think it would be, because he's really old at this point.
How old is he?
He's like I think he's in his 70s, 80s, something
really?
like that.
70s, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not going to do it forever.
He doesn't look like that. Damn. All right. Okay.
And I think last time he wanted to retire. I think he was kind of done.
That's why we got that book.
What shocked me was when he came back, because I was like, okay, this can't be just out of nowhere. This has to be planned. Okay, if you were retired and someone called you and goes, hey, I need you, but like, you're not a secret agent, you're not going to save the world. It's like, hey, this big giant Disney mouse company wants you to come back again for a term. No, that, for me, I don't genuinely believe.
I think that Disney had their earnings call last week or something like that, and it did not go well.
No.
So
it was awful.
While this stock's tanked, right?
Yeah, and I think Disney didn't want to answer any questions about anything, and just let's move on.
Yeah.
So, you can say it's a bit of a shock that Iger's coming back, but I mean, Disney loves money.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's what they're all about.
I mean, do they? If they loved money, they would have made good stories.
Well, no. Well,
that would have gotten them plenty.
They think they've made good stories. They haven't.
That's fair enough.
They think they have.
What do you want to say?
No, there's lots of things I want to do research on in terms of where money comes from. Because do boards see where all the money comes from, or do they just look at like box office hits? Or
that's a great.
I have no idea.
Because is Disney publicly tradable?
I think so.
Maybe.
I think they're a public company, aren't they? You can get stocks in Disney.
Yeah, that's why I said they're stock tanked.
Yeah. Or you can still get stocks in other companies that are private.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
But
I'm not sure.
Because part of me is like, okay, are there things behind the scenes that are saving them that people don't know about? There's lots of other things we could mention on this channel, maybe, that mention woke ideologies of why companies are doing what they're doing with this media.
That isn't profitable,
Yeah, it really isn't.
Well, there's things with that. I'm just curious whether people on the board for Disney are aware of these things, or whether they're just given the documents for...
I think they'll have to be. Like, I'm pretty sure if you're on the board, you can look at the books.
No, you're right, because it is publicly traded,
should
and
be able to.
all these things are now publicly known. Like,
and I'm sure, like, the board members have access to, like, the internet, so they can see what's going on.
Yeah, so they'll know. No, okay. So this last quote here we'll just read, and that kind of wraps up with what we were saying with streaming services before, and I think it relates to a lot of other businesses as well.
Yeah.
Does someone want to read that last quote?
I'll take it.
Yep.
So it goes on to say, and while Disney gains subscriptions at a rapid clip, some 235 million across Disney Plus.
Was that supposed to be like a clip there? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Like an actual clip was supposed to be inserted there?
No, it's them being
it's them.
Access media trash, alright?
I've never heard that expression before.
Oh, okay,
rapid clip.
They're Americans.
What the f***
Okay,
do you mean?
Just don't...
Stop
questioning.
Sorry.
If you want to start again for us, please.
Okay, sure. And while Disney gains subscriptions at a rapid clip, some 235 million across Disney Plus, ESPN, and Hulu, the company's streaming losses have continued to grow, to nearly $1.5 billion in its most recent quarter, making it that much more challenging to hit its profitability target.
Holy crap.
Yes!
1.5
Burn, Disney, burn!
billion. That's all. I knew it was a lot, but that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's
That's
not good.
a lot.
Now, we have to mention that other streaming services have lost as well. Like, they're all
That's
these...
pretty big, though.
Yeah, that is big, but Disney's big. So, you know, Netflix and all these others have lost as well because people are just, like, checking out of, like, paying for, like, 5 and 6 different, you know, streaming services.
And a lot of people have taken... Well, I'll speak for myself. When there's a show that comes out on a streaming service that I actually want, I'll cancel the other ones. I'll get that one, stick with that until the show's over.
Yeah.
Then I'll go back to the other ones.
Yeah.
If there's something there. But at this point, because all they do to fill time is to just give us mediocre trash. And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very interesting to see how these companies change and grow. I wonder what Bob Iger's going to do. Because he's not a visionary man.
No.
Okay? The reason why Walt Disney himself originally was so successful was because he had his amazing vision that blew everyone's mind when he pulled it off.
Yeah, and he actually had creativity.
Yeah, Bob Iger is a businessman who knows how to make money. But the funny thing with this, right, you need to be a visionary to actually, you know, be ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And so everyone's getting on streaming services, but they have no idea how to reinvent it or make a good profit off of it.
But I think Disney's at the point where they think they're too big to fall. So
They really do.
Yeah.
They're just like, you know, more money, please.
Yeah, I think Chapek even said in like a relatively recent interview that he was like, "Oh, Disney has been catering to families and its audience for over 100 years and will do it for 100 years more."
It's
It's like, Disney, you do not understand. Big companies have fallen before by failing to please their audience. You are failing to please your audience.
Yeah.
That is true.
And so, like, for example, growing streaming services, if I was Disney, I wouldn't have actually made Disney Plus.
Yeah, neither would I.
I would have just kept licensing out my TV shows and movies to other services.
Yeah, so that way you can focus more
I
on
don't know
movies.
about that one.
Then
I don't know
that way-
about that one because, like, if I imagine who the main consumer of like Disney Plus would be, I would imagine like families. Like, instead of having all their VHS tapes or CDs of like kids movies and stuff, just all in one place. So I personally think that was a good move because that to me seems like they're catering to families.
I think they should, but Disney Plus, like, all the money they're investing into that isn't about families anymore.
Sure, but I mean,
if
like
I was
the
I
original release of Disney Plus, it was just like
Here's
all
the
their
condition
old
that I would,
catalog.
if I was in charge, the condition to make Disney Plus a thing, have people that are versed in how to make streaming shows, because they don't know how to do it.
No one knows
They
how
just
to.
make movies and then chop them up.
Yeah, but you gotta remember when Disney Plus launched, they didn't really have any shows. They were on like Netflix. When they first released, it was like all their back catalogue of old classic movies.
See, maybe I would have kept that for families and maybe have it all in one place. But in terms of actually, you know, I'm thinking of these issues they have with all the Marvel TV shows, all this other stuff. Not only are they producing shows, they have to monitor the service, they have to have stream. Like, I think personally, like, that's why we have different platforms on, like, you know, mobile and PC, that you have that store that does all the stuff. They organize everything for you. They just take a cut to keep their servers running. They have to worry about the subscription fees and all the stuff. As Disney, all you gotta worry about is, because everyone's gonna watch good Disney shows. Like, if they bring out Star Wars stuff,
Oh, of course.
you know how much bidding people like Netflix and like other services would bid for those TV shows if they made that. Like,
Problem is they're lacking good content, and they don't
Well-
seem to know how to make good content.
And
That's the thing.
Well, Tales of the Jedi. We like that.
Yeah, that's
It was
the
good.
exception. It's
But
not the rule.
I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure when that released, it went to like the top of their charts. So
Possibly.
yeah.
And I guarantee you,
people-
they did not think it would.
yeah. Oh,
They would have been like, how did this crappy little animated show...
wasn't it Chapek? Wasn't it Chapek who said that animated was like for children?
Yeah, well, they've been trying to move away from animation for ages.
Yeah, but it's the thing that, like, it topped Andor. Nobody cares about Andor.
Look at what people were talking about. It was Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
They were talking about.
That released all at once. Yeah.
Here's the thing,
And
right?
we are talking about it.
But that's because
That's not the... It's not a problem. I just think it's better if you get more time to talk about stuff.
Yeah.
It's all about
It doesn't make them any money.
That doesn't mean, Jeremy, that if Cobra Kai wasn't released weekly, that it would still have that same hunger for it to come back.
Right.
You know what Gary's saying is that they can get a lot more bang for their buck.
Stop making woke bullshit, and you can still release good stuff all through the year, and you don't need to prolong it because you're going to have good stuff. Like Squid Game became the biggest thing we've ever seen on a streaming platform, and it was the binge model.
I agree.
But also, I think the reason why it all came out once, the reason why it came all at once is because Disney didn't care about it.
Yeah, they didn't care about it.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't care about it.
Anyways, so I'm excited to see Disney keep failing, and I feel so for the poor person that has to replace Bob Iger.
Yeah, like I'm so curious.
The same thing's going to happen again. Because the last CEO, he's cut costs. He's probably been working so hard on making a profit.
Yeah,
Bob Iger's going to experience that. New guy comes in. They have a down part. But Bob Iger isn't going to live forever, and he's not going to keep coming back.
If he's as old as you said, then he actually.
This is his last term.
Yeah, maybe his last term. But I thought he was young. He looks younger. Like, he looks like...
Money can make you look younger.
Yeah, for sure. But I didn't realize he was that old.
Yeah.
So I am very curious to see who they want to go with after him.
So, yeah, I'm just expecting more acquisitions of beloved properties.
Oh, no.
Still terrible Star Wars.
Yeah, nothing's really going to change. Marvel's still going to go down into hell.
Yeah, because it's all been put in place by Bob Iger before any of the stuff kind of happened.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, the whole, what we're dealing with Marvel now, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, pieces of Endgame, that was all under Iger's watch. So yeah, nothing's going to change.
Don't get your hopes up.
No, don't.
Yeah. Is that all?
I think that's all.
That's it, yeah.
Stay on watch. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay, you do it. You do it. All right, you do it. I remembered it, so I wanted to do it.
Run the title cards!